I wanted to start by saying thank you for the subs. I've gone from 52 to 69 and now almost 100 subs, so thank you. There's a lot to cover, so let's dive right into Raids 3 Invocations. I believe this will be an amazing mechanic and basically let you customize the raid to the type of playstyle you like, whether it's speed runs, perfect runs, or if you like a certain boss room more than the others, you can increase the difficulty specifically in that boss room. Try Again, Persistence, and Softcore Run are all just limiting the number of total attempts, which made me think if you do not turn on any of these, you can go for unlimited attempts just like Chambers. And my suspicions were confirmed with today's live stream where Mod Elena said there were unlimited attempts if you don't turn one of these on. This is going to make this raid super easy to learn in my opinion, but the real goal will be to get to 50 invocation points as soon as possible. And why 50 points, you might ask? I feel like a lot of people missed or glanced over these important details in the blog post regarding Raids 3. The first red highlighted note states, as you work your way up the ranks and surpass 50 raid levels, you'll be within a reasonable shot at earning the Light Bearer and the Fang if you see a unique. This is huge, as I believe these two items alone will easily each be over 500 mil and possibly much more when the raids first drop, and the price will probably go down from there as more come into the game. But this means if you can figure out a way to get 50 point raids as soon as possible while learning, you will have a great shot at some big loot splits. The other note highlighted in red states, any of the items grayed out can be obtained but will be extremely rare, which means technically you can get any of the drops like the pet or the staff or the ward, even in entry mode, but obviously don't count on it. For the more experienced players, you will be delighted to hear that the chance to gain a unique item and the quantity of the normal loot received is also boosted at higher raid levels. So going beyond 300 invocation points will most likely have a higher chance of purple drops. If you are wondering what the mechanics in the raid might be like, I will link a video in the description which describes in detail mechanics and possible required items for Raids 3. Alright, now let's break down every type of invocation available, starting off with the attempts category in pink. I could be wrong on this, but I believe, for example, if you choose to do Persistence, which is 5 max attempts at plus 10 points, you will also receive the plus 5 points as well from Try Again, making Persistence actually 15 points instead of 10. These invocations will basically limit the overall attempts you can do as a team. I wouldn't put them on my first attempt, but once you understand the raid and know how many times you wipe, these ones will be easy points. On to the next invocation type, which is time limit. I really like how they made the invocation deduct points if you don't end up going within the time frame you chose. Another reason why I think the same invocation type will stack is due to the fact Run for it, which is a 30-minute attempt, is 25 points, and Sprint for it, which is a 25-minute attempt, is just 25 points as well. Again, I would not turn this invocation on right away. Now the Helping Spirit invocations. I believe these will be like the chest in Theater of Blood, where you can resupply in between boss rooms on items you might need, like staminas, brews, and restores. Again, I would not turn on this on my first attempt, but once you understand the raid more and know how much food and prayer you use, this might be a good one to gain some easy points as well. The Paths invocation we know nothing about. My theory is, maybe instead of being able to choose which mini boss room you go to first, you have to do it in a specific order. Or maybe it makes all the prerequisite rooms before the mini bosses harder in some way. The prayer invocations basically make your prayer less effective and actually give a good bit of points. And I'm gonna assume that the quiet prayers is gonna be about 25% less effective, and we already know that the silent prayers are about 50% less effective. I also don't think the prayer invocation points are going to stack like the other ones. Now the restoration invocations, which can limit food consumption or brew consumptions. These ones are very dependent on what the Helping Hand store will offer us during the raid. If it's like TOB, where the store offers brews and food items like sharks, we might be able to get away with adding on a diet invocation for 20 points by sticking to brews for the full raid instead of using any food. The rest of the invocations are specific to each mini-boss and final boss room. Activating these ones will really depend on how hard each of these mini-bosses really are. For example, let's say you and your team complete your first raid with no invocations, and you find out that the Z-back fight was much easier than anticipated. and not many people wipe at all. You can then go ahead and turn Z-back invocations on to make that specific room more challenging to earn more points and a higher chance of loot. And that's about all we know about invocations so far. The OSRS team could always alter or add to this list as more updates roll in, but I am loving every bit of info we are getting regarding Raids 3 so far. Here's also some cosmetic spoilers from the live stream earlier today. The Ava's Assembler and the Fang look so sick. Let me know what you think is the best cosmetic, or what new item are you most excited for. There are links in the descriptions for all my sources, as well as my Raids 3 mechanics and required items video. I put a lot of time into every detail of my videos and would really appreciate a like and a sub if you stuck around this long. And hit the notification bell for more Raids 3 day of release content, and I will see you on the next one.